Did y'all know that y'all could keep eggs on the shelf, no refrigeration needed, for up to 2 years? Yes, you can. This is called water glassing eggs. You get your clean, farm fresh eggs. This is not washed. That means their natural protective bloom is still intact. That egg is naturally protecting itself. You don't want to wash that off, but you don't want mud or poop from the chicken coop on them either. You got to find that happy medium. Stack your eggs carefully and neatly in a clean glass jar. I needed more. It held more than 24. I think it ended up fitting about 30 in there. Fill that thing up till you're comfortable, and then you're going to mix 1 quart of water to 1 ounce of pickling lime. You're going to stir that up, and then you're going to pour it over the top of those eggs. And you're going to keep doing that 1 ounce lime to 1 quart water and pouring over the top of those eggs until the eggs are covered, protected. Those will be preserved. I've got 2 jars that have been sitting since February in a dark area in my home. I'm going to check them next month in August.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures and videos and emails. And if you would like to do so, my email's in the description box below. These first pictures were sent to me by a community member. She said, "This is my local Dollar Tree. This is the norm for me navigating through the mess." My word. Wow, look at this. And here's a video for you. Not going to say much, just listen very closely, okay? Because I think this is one of the most important videos that was ever sent to me by a community member, okay?
Sorry, I apologize to be rude. Do you mind if I go first? I promise you will not regret it.
Go.
Let's go.
My name is Rudy Guerrero. My wife and I found our dream property a year ago in Rochdale. We moved here. We have 5 kids. We homeschool. We're Christians. We're conservatives. We love God. I'm an ex-scientist. I've done neurology research. I've done microbiology. I no longer do that now, but I intimately dove into this topic as soon as it happened. And yesterday, my mom called me and told me it's coming to my backyard. So I'm going to take about 90 seconds to inform you about something that no one is wanting to talk about. And that is a word called dioxin. D-I-O-X-I-N. Dioxin. And when the train that had chlorinated chemicals combined with ordinary hydrocarbon plastics, it created something called chlorinated dioxin. This just so happens to be the most toxic compound that man knows. It was accidentally discovered in 1949 when there was an explosion in the Monsanto facility in Virginia. And from then, they've been doing numerous studies, and they know that A, it is a multi-generational toxin that will impair the fertility of your children, that will cause cancers, that if your children do have babies, they will suffer miscarriages prior to having those babies, and it is a slow toxic death. Now, furthermore, dioxin was the pernicious compound in Agent Orange. We all know Agent Orange, all right? In Vietnam, that is why Agent Orange was so toxic, is because of dioxins. It is what is called a PBT, persistent, it doesn't go away, bioaccumulative, meaning it goes into the water, it goes into the grass, the cows eat it, we eat the steak, the dairy, the cheese, it comes to us. A nursing mother passes it along to her suckling child, okay? It doesn't go away. And it is toxic to degrees that are actually mind-boggling. Dr. Peter Montague, PhD, Environmental Research Foundation, gave this example. With 325 milligram aspirin, all right? If you divide that amongst 32 million adults, that is a lifetime toxic level, all right? If that's hard to wrap your head around, 1 tiny grain of salt divided amongst 9,000 adults is lifetime toxic, all right? So the EPA standard is that this is 1 million times more toxic than arsenic, and 100 truckloads of dioxin contaminated soil with about 2,000 tons is on our way, and it will be generational landslide. I'm almost done, halfway there. Learning from our examples of the past, there's a city called Times Beach, Missouri. Times Beach, Missouri. Try to go there now. It doesn't exist because of dioxin contamination, and the city literally had to be leveled and incinerated, all right? Research by Monsanto, Bayer, Dow, BASF has all shown since the 1950s that dioxin is a multi-generational cancer-producing fertility toxin, all right? Now, let's get to action. There have been companies, and our owners are in Chicago. I don't know how many of you live next door. I believe you do. Do you, sir? You do not. Okay. So, what the company could do is they could do the right thing and say, you know what, we're a profitable company already. We should not be receiving these dioxin-contaminated materials here in this community. So we're going to do right. We're going to do right and risk the consequences and say, no, keep it there, deal with it there, because the city of East Palestine should be contaminated. And you would be loved in the community for that.
Have some integrity and do it.
So, last few things. Eric Holcomb needs to be demanded to write an executive order to stop this. He wrote executive's orders that would not allow me to be 6 feet from this gentleman without wearing a face diaper. He should be demanded to write an executive order to stop this. As well, Representative Bo Baird needs to do everything in his power. Our commissioners, Dave Barry, Rick.
So here's a picture that was sent in by a community member. She said, I sometimes do some roasted veggies with whatever I have at the time. This is a picture of some prior to going in the oven. I use olive oil, minced garlic, but I will also drizzle it with Italian dressing, not the creamy kind. Then toss it around more to distribute flavor, and then I bake. I've also done smaller amounts on the griddle. Can include onions, bell peppers, red potatoes, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, carrots, really just whatever I have in the fridge. That looks amazing. My gosh. Okay, now this has to do with, this email has to do with another video that I did on my second channel. Or was it my second channel or was it my first channel? It has to do with Kroger, okay, and the merging of Kroger and Albertsons, all right, and Kroger family stores includes a lot of, they own like a lot of stores, and I was just like, wow, I would have never even known this. So listen, Kroger Company family of stores includes Baker's, City Market, Dillon's, Food for Less, Foods Co., Fred Meyer, Fry's, Gerbs, I don't know, Gerbes, JC Food Store, King Supers, Kroger, Mariano's, Metro Market, Payless Supermarkets, Pick and Save, QFC, Ralph's, Ruler, Smith's Food and Drug. Well, now I guess they can add Albertsons onto that list too now, huh? The more you know. So here's an email from a community member, and she said, in one Russellville, Arkansas Dollar General store, it's card only. You can no longer use cash in it. We can't shop like that. This family has to run on cash. We don't have credit. We definitely don't have credit cards, and we don't have a bank account. This is going to get fun. Yeah, no kidding. But this is what everything is leading up to: your social credit score, the carbon footprint, everything. That's what it's leading up to, unfortunately. And then the CBDC, the UBI, it's what it's all leading up to, unfortunately. Yeah. Now here's a really cool prepping video for you that was sent in by a community member. It's how to make electroculture antennas.
How to make electroculture antennas.
To cut this cable, and you can see all of these are their own individual copper wires. So I'm just going to separate this and then get the antennas ready. So for my garden, I'm going to do 4, so I'm going to do 1 on each corner. But after you untwine your copper wire, you can see here they're individually twined. So what you're going to do is just wrap this around this stake, this wooden stake, and you're going to have excess so you can build the actual antenna. And this is what it looks like after. I'll flip this around. So you're going to just put this into the ground in your garden. Make a little spiral. You could do any type of antenna, but you're just going to put it right into the corner, into the ground, and there you go. So what does it do? Simply, it electrifies the soil and brings positive ions from the ether in the atmosphere and brings it down into the ground. And since I have a raised bed, which it isn't connected to the natural ground, it's considered dead soil. So you put the antennas into your bed, which will then electrify the soil. This has been done in the 1700s. Even Great Britain used this method in World War I and World War II to grow faster produce and much bigger produce. So it's not pseudoscience and it's not some new age science. It's actually been around for quite some time. I don't know if it's going to work for me or not. I'm just simply trying it and see how it goes. And I will let you know.
So here's a picture that was sent in by a community member, and it says, I'll read it to you first. It says, we are seeking volunteer management staff for 2023 Region 5 full-scale hospital mass casualty exercise. VM staff manage the victims and other volunteers for this exercise. There will be multiple sites across the region managing more than 1,500 victims, so we need your help. This is going to be in Orlando. I'm guessing this is for training exercises for EMT, fire, police, and hospital staff. I've heard of this before. Yeah. Okay, now here's a video that was sent in by a community member, and this just makes your brain go, what? It's one of those. And when I watched this, I said, no, what? This can't be a mistake. This can't be a mistake. Seriously. Really look, okay, at this video, really watch it. Really look at everything, because this really makes you question everything. Seriously.
So, like I showed you last time, they have this paper thing. It's about maybe 3 feet wide, 6 feet tall. They do have this in here. I guarantee they brought this in here because of all the questions that were being asked. I mean, there's a lot of questions. But if they can have this done and bring this in, there's no reason. Okay. So here we are again. Okay. All right. Now, people can say what they want, but we are 2 years. It's 2 years now. Okay. Everything has been opened up in the city. They are giving tours in the White House. They are having parties in the White House. All these people, yada, yada. There's no reason whatsoever. No reason whatsoever that a sitting legitimate president would not have been put on this wall at this point, 2 years later. Okay? What president would not want his face on here? I mean, any legitimate president deserves to have their face on here. And if he was a legitimate president, I would be okay with that. Would I like it? No, but I mean, it is what it is. The thing is, too, is how long would it take to add an ending date? Just an ending date. for Donald Trump. It wouldn't take any time. It's literally 4 numbers. So, you know, to me, you just can't explain it away. I mean, there's no mask mandates. All the visitor centers are open. The White House is open. You know, everything is open. There is no reason. No reason. The reason he's not on here is because he is not a legitimate sitting president. He never has been. And you know, somebody bashed the crap out of me yesterday on their own Facebook page and was like, well, why doesn't she go for a tour in the White House and show us it's empty? Well, let me just explain something. I never once said that White House was empty. Never once. And in fact, I've always said that they have somebody in there that appears to look like Joe Biden. But if you go and you compare and it changes all the time, his appearance, if you haven't noticed, but if you compare, you will see that it's not even him. It's not even him. I would be happy to go on a White House tour. I've actually looked into doing it, but they don't allow video to be taken within the White House. So I couldn't do a live. I could take pictures. I could take pictures and share it, and I'd be happy to do that. I'm like a little nervous to do it because you got to like apply to like your senator or something like that, or somebody. I don't know if I'd get approved or not, to be quite honest with you. I don't. But I'd be happy to do it, guys. And for those people who hate me, you know, it's okay. You can call me all the names that you want. You can bash me all that you want. But I am doing what I'm doing because we've been lied to. Okay? And I am here. I am searching for the truth, not for just Republicans. And I never, it's not a matter of Republican or Democrat. It's not. Because they're all corrupt. Very few are not, okay? I'm searching for the truth for all of us. For all of us. You can hate me for that all you want. You can hate me because I get an attitude, because people make death threats on me and everything else. Well,
Commercial break. And now here's a video that was sent to me by a community member speaking about what I did a video on my second channel, talking about the Zoom meeting and the censoring of social media and about people like me. Now, listen up.
It's about 2 a.m. and I just wanted to bring you up to speed on everything that's happened tonight, because you're probably seeing a lot of headlines right now. Earlier tonight, there was an emergency Zoom call with several hundred members of Congress. It was convened by the Treasury Department, and we were given about 15 minutes notice. It was literally on regular Zoom. I was sent a link, I clicked the link, and most of Congress was there. That's not normal, but neither is the situation. The purpose of the meeting was to announce extraordinary steps that will now be taken to secure our financial system. You're going to hear from the president today, along with leaders of both parties, but here's what's happening. 3 days ago, we had the second largest bank failure in American history. It happened because there was a bank in California called Silicon Valley Bank. It lost a lot of money, causing a lot of its customers to get scared and try to withdraw their money, and it caused a run on the bank. So the federal government, through the FDIC, stepped in and closed the bank. Here's the problem. Typically, your deposits in a bank are only protected up to $250,000. But the vast majority of customers at this bank had deposits more than that because this bank specialized in startups and small businesses. And the uncertainty about what would happen to customers with more than $250,000 in deposits started to spread to other banks. A New York bank failed last night. Others have started flashing red. Basically, people with money at smaller banks were getting scared and transferring their money into bigger banks, and we were in the early stages of a domino effect. Which brings us back to the emergency Zoom call. All the depositors at the Silicon Valley Bank will be made whole. Same with the bank in New York. We're going to pay for that with the fund that banks already pay into, not with taxpayer money. And the people being protected are just the depositors. These are mainly businesses that otherwise would have to close and lay off thousands of people because they chose the wrong bank. We're not protecting the management or the people who own stock in the bank. Right now, every step being taken has one purpose: to make sure this domino effect ends now. We caught it early enough so that taxpayers won't have to pay. We can pass the bill on to the banks. As long as this panic stops here. There's going to be a huge political debate now about bank regulation and how much risk we're willing to let them take going forward. Good. Clearly, we have to make some changes. But today is about not sinking the boat that we are all in. You can be angry at all of this, so long as you know that your deposits at your bank are protected because the full weight of the federal government has decided they will be. You need to hear that, you need to know that it's true, and you need to share that message so that we can make sure this becomes a political debate and not a financial crisis. And for anyone who follows me, I promise to keep you posted.
Commercial break. Here's a really awesome prepping video that was sent to me by a community member on how to rehydrate homemade MREs.
You guys asked for it, so we're going to do it together. We are going to reconstitute this spaghetti with meat sauce MRE that we freeze dried and packed for long-term storage yesterday. So let's get to it. Okay, so the reason that we prefer the MRE bags is that you can put the boiling hot water directly into this bag. It has the capacity to do so. So as you can see, there's spaghetti with meat sauce inside. I'm going to take out the oxygen absorber that would normally be in here to assist with long-term storage. And I'm just gonna add this water, like slowly, a little bit at a time, as it starts to reconstitute. Already you can, well, you can't see yet, and I'll pour it into a bowl that you can see as it works. But it's already starting to get a little mushy. The spaghetti sauce is already starting to reconstitute. The noodles, I think, is what will take a little bit longer. So let's speed this process up for you. Now, the best part about this is, remember that in the event that there's a power outage and this is being used in an emergency situation, or if we're camping or if we're hiking and we're using this for food, all we really need is fire to make a hot pot of water. And realistically, this would work with cold water. It just wouldn't taste as good, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, you don't have to have power for this to work. Okay, so I let the MRE bag sit closed with that hot water inside for about 10 minutes and it's ready. So I'm gonna pour it into this bowl so you can see it. But like I said, this is the spaghetti with meat sauce that we packaged in our MRE bags yesterday. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is the first time that we've reconstituted a whole meal. Normally we do a lot of fruits and vegetables and put them in other things, and our fruits we just eat directly like that. Okay, so it's completely reconstituted. Obviously, I might have like a small pack of Parmesan cheese. It literally tastes like the exact meal we had 5 days ago. There you go. If you didn't think you needed a freeze dryer to prepare meals or just to prepare snacks that'll last longer, this is your sign.
And before I go, here's a video from a community member, and this is about the weather That's all I'm going to say. All right. So you guys enjoy. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.
If you're unsure that weather modification is real or not, take a look at this. Bill Gates wants to make a program that sprays dust into the atmosphere and blocks the sun. Then we have this company that you can pay to have a rain-free wedding day. Let's not forget, guys, Operation Popeye. The United States government literally used weather modification in Vietnam War. Can you imagine how much more advanced they are right now? Also, in case you haven't heard, Mexico just banned the use of weather modification. You can also go right here to the North American Weather Modification Council website where you can see all the days that they have sprayed the out of us. But don't worry, they claim it's environmentally safe. They don't need our permission. Just remember, if they can control the weather, they can control our food.